Halloween parties, my friends, is our big topic this week because Walt Disney World has unfortunately canceled them for 2020. This is something that I think shook all of us because it was so unexpected. While assessing, Disney says, another fall special event, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, we determined that many of its hallmarks, stage shows, parades, and fireworks are unable to take place in this new unprecedented environment. With that in mind, they say, we have made the difficult decision to cancel this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Additionally, Disney's H2O Glow Nights, the nighttime special ticket event at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, will not take place for the remainder of 2020, and guests who have already bought tickets to these events will be assisted with refunds over the coming weeks. That's not all. In fact, it gets worse. As Disney continues to plan out the rest of their calendar year, they're also examining what might happen a little bit further into the year, maybe more towards Christmas time. And they released this following statement saying, looking ahead to the holiday season, this may spark questions about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, which includes the Candlelight Processional. They say we are monitoring our new environment closely and will make a decision on these events as we continue to learn more from government and health officials. As always, our goal is to explore every option and look at ways in which we can still host events and festivals full of Disney magic while still operating responsibly with the health and safety of our guests and cast members in mind. Tyler, you were convinced, as was I, that Halloween parties, they're cash cows for Disney World, right? They're one of the biggest, most lucrative things they do in a calendar year. And now they're wiped away from the 2020 calendar. How surprised are you?
I was pretty surprised, honestly. I figured that maybe they would possibly offer like a reduced price, say, we're not going to have as many offerings, but here's the thing, like if they're going to say what their offerings are going to be ahead of time and maybe reduce the price a little bit, which I know sounds crazy for Disney, but if they're not going to be doing fireworks and like live shows and stuff, then they got to tell people that. I was thinking they could possibly rearrange themselves so that they could do these parties. Yeah, like you said, it brings in so much money for them, and it gets them. It's like every hotel guest there basically has to buy like 2 tickets if they want to stay at Magic Kingdom all day, right? So it's one of those things where I'm just shocked it's not happening, but it makes a lot of sense. I just figured that, again, they're probably hurting right now, and they make so much money from those events that it just needed to happen. I figured they would figure out some way, but I was 100% wrong.
Yeah,
so,
likewise.
Yeah.
Startling to say the least. Halloween parties have really caught on in popularity in the last, I would say, 5 years specifically. I think Halloween parties have become sort of a rite of passage for some families even. So shocking that it won't be with us in 2020. Garrett, the two of us were set to Halloween party together this year, and who knows what we would have dressed up as. I'm sure it would have been fantastic, but now that ain't happening.
Matching Argyle sweaters with big chains, and I'm thinking bootcut corduroy pants.
Oh my, yes. Well, fashion sense I have none. Clearly, you are the one with all of
it.
it.
We would have been big balls of sweat. That's what we would have been.
Joe Exotic, and you would have been my Carol Baskin, that's for sure. But what do you think of the loss of something so treasured by park fans? What do you think this means for our Disney park fans around the world? I mean, this is something that a lot of people invest in year to year, right? Yeah. It's not cheap to go to these parties.
No, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's understandable. Coming at it from Disney's perspective, I see because the whole no touching thing, you can't have those character interactions that you love. You can't be hugging Captain Jack Sparrow and Winnie the Pooh all dressed up. So that eliminates that. And then when you just have giant crowds in the area, they're trying to dismiss that as much as possible. So the only safe way of doing it is removing it. But when it comes to guests that come out once a year and they're like, you know what, we're going to go out there, we're going to do 2 Christmas parties just because they're so magical. It's very saddening because one thing that Disney does so well is the holiday season. The holiday season at Disney is unlike anything else. It's so full of love and happiness and joy. And for goodness sake, Disney makes it snow in Florida. How do they do that? I don't know.
Bubbles.
But it's truly, it's sad, but know what? There's always going to be another year. There's always going to be more Christmas parties. That's what I try and reiterate over and over, is that Disney's not going anywhere. It's going to be around for years and eons to come.
Eons.
Like having 1 year of no Christmas is okay, because Santa is timeless. Santa comes every year to Christmas, so it's okay. I'm sure that they'll put up some kind of Christmas decoration and they'll play some music maybe to get the feel of it. But it's sad. But honestly, after they got rid of the Osborne dancing lights, it was all downhill from there. Honestly, but
Yeah, totally.
I'm looking forward to what they're trying to do to maybe like keep the Christmas spirit alive. I'm sure they'll still have up a tree. I'm sure they'll still have the lights on the castle. But it's gonna be if you go down there, it's not gonna have that 100% Disney Christmas time feel. It's gonna have like an 85 range, maybe lower. So it's sad, but to any kids out there, don't worry, Christmas is still here. The spirit of Christmas lives on in all of us. Same with Santa. And yeah, it's sad, but know what? There's always another Christmas party. It's gonna be there in the future. Same with Halloween.
Ho ho ho! And Katrina, they're tiptoeing with Mickey's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Excuse me, not so merry it might be.
Yeah.
But very merry Christmas Party and Epcot's Holiday Festival. Do you think either of those are going to go on as planned this year? I mean, it's looking grim.
I hope the food's gonna come, because I really look forward to some of the stuff that they have over there in Epcot. So, and then plus I'm going in November, so I'm like super stoked. 'Cause I'm like, oh my god, we're right in time for the food. For the party, I don't know. Like, I feel like it depends on what COVID's gonna be like later down the road. Because I mean, they usually start the Halloween parties like in August, so it's right around the corner. So they kind of have to pull the plug at some point and call it a day. And then for the Halloween or for the Christmas party, I feel like they may still have a little bit of time to kind of figure out if they're going to do it or not. But they might just pull it if they're going to pull the Halloween party, and then just maybe do something small, like a little Christmas cavalcade or something during the day. And then they're still going to decorate the whole place anyway. So I feel like that's more for me anyway. I wasn't a really big fan of the Christmas party because I don't really care about having prepackaged sugar cookies. I would rather have candy from Halloween.
What a Grinch.
I know. I just like,
When you consider the price
difference, you get more bang for your buck for Halloween than you do for Christmas.
I don't disagree with
and
that.
I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong. I love it to death more than Halloween, but I love Halloween party more than the Christmas one, because the Christmas one you get like free hot chocolate that's cold, and and you get a prepackaged sugar cookie. And I don't know how many times you can eat a sugar cookie at night, and they're not different flavors; they're just one. And then you get like the Christmas parade and stuff. But I mean, I'm sure they can do some kind of like Christmas cavalcade with a little couple of dancing reindeer, and then call it a day, and then still have like the light show and stuff with Elsa like lighting up the castle. Maybe, I don't know, because I guess like crowd control. I don't know if that's even gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they're still gonna have to light the castle. So anyway, yeah, I think they're gonna. I don't know. They could pull it. Depends on what it's gonna be like later down the road. So I'm gonna say check back with me maybe September.
Sounds good to me. All right. Very diplomatic. What a response, right? Yeah, not taking any sort of critical position there, but we will see what happens with all of these special events. Speaking of special events, they have announced, this is big news because I don't think anyone assumed we were going to see Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival this year. And well, what do you know? It has been announced that a modified version of the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival will be taking place after all, starting when Epcot opens. First day, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They do say that one staple of the fall season at Walt Disney World is the annual Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. And the big news is that it's going to be a modified take on the classic offering, offering up over 20 signature global marketplaces like Hawaii, hops and barley, and islands of the Caribbean spaced out around the park. And if you ever imagined a world where the floral fun of Flower and Garden is sprinkled in with the global goodies of food and wine, well, here's your chance. Guests will be able to see our newest topiary, Disney says, Remy in the France Pavilion, and find Flower and Garden merchandise. For scavenger hunt fans, Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak Scavenger Hunt returns, and stay tuned as Food and Wine merchandise joins the fun later on after the festival begins. That right there tells me that they were not planning on having the Food and Wine Festival because they would have had that merchandise ready to rock and roll. So they were holding off big time when it came to that.
Yep.
So July 15th,
Here we
International Food and
Yep.
Wine Festival modified.
Nothing
It's
says
like
fall
garden
like
food
July
and wine
15th.
garden. They just like pushed them all together.
Yeah, really.
Made like
yeah.
a weird concoction, and they're like, "Please buy our merchandise that when we close we couldn't sell, please."
Please. 2020.
Please.
Oh, by the way, can you see this Remy topiary? Because our rye's not ready yet. But also we have this topiary.
Tell her you get to eat off your trash can after all.
I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yay, Canada.
I mean, they are the best tables. I have often thought maybe I should buy a couple of my own trash cans for, barbecues in our backyard.
Yeah.
Because, tables just aren't the same.
It's the truth.
We classy that way.
It's the wave of the
I'm surprised
future.
they
It
didn't
is.
say like Canada in their article, but they put in islands and some other one that hops and barley, and I'm like, who cares? Canada. Canada's where it's at.
I think everybody knows that that there's going to be filet mignon there every year. I mean,
And
that's
Mexico, yeah.
that's what has
Mexico
to be
and
there.
Canada always have like the best food.
I think the year they get rid of filet mignon and cheese soup over Canada is the year that everybody riots. So,
Oh yeah, everything will catch on fire
Yeah.
and just go. So,
I can see that.
whew,
Yeah.
that's gonna be scary.
Well, it'd be great to have Food and Wine Festival back in any capacity, and now you're up to date when it comes to, so far, all the plans for 2020 special events and parties. Let's cross our fingers and hope that Christmas will be as magical as ever this year.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.